It's only been a week since we got the Season 3 Reloaded update for Modern Warfare Zombies, but we're talking about Season 4 in this video, as Call of Duty themselves might have accidentally shown us a potential first look at what Season 4 is going to look like. That's all for a trailer for the latest Call of Duty Endowment Pack. On top of that, we're going to be talking about the latest rumors and leaks regarding Season 4 and how this is going to be a very different season for zombies to what we've gotten used to, with a real shake-up of everything that could be coming. As we get into things, I'd love to know your thoughts down below in the comments. For the latest Call of Duty news, be sure to hit that subscribe button. For the last 2 to 3 months, it's been rumored that Season 4 for Modern Warfare Zombies will contain PvP. Data miners have discovered files that have been updated throughout every season and Season Reloaded update from then to now, with new additions to a PvP mode with every update. We might have just gotten our first potential look at this PvP mode, potentially by accident, by none other than Call of Duty themselves. Call of Duty Endowment released this trailer very recently for a new Night Recon Tracer pack coming to the game, but what you may or may not notice is that the entirety of this gameplay trailer is set within the Modern Warfare Zombies mode, not the traditional Warzone mode, and we know that by the color of the skybox that is within this footage is the Modern Warfare Zombies one. And within this trailer, you can see multiple operators shooting at each other, which clearly you do not see inside of Modern Warfare Zombies. Furthermore, there aren't any actual zombies in this area whatsoever. But what further solidifies that this is within Modern Warfare Zombies is that you can see the mystery box light in 2 separate shots throughout this trailer, as well as flags for terminus outcomes. This is 100% within Modern Warfare Zombies. I have no doubts about it, and what I think's happened is either that the creators of this trailer were using a future build of Modern Warfare 3, which likely contains portions of the Season 4 update, or for some reason they just chose to use Modern Warfare Zombies as the mode to showcase this particular bundle and showed them defeating the Legacy Warlord and going through that area, which might explain why during the trailer you see scenes where the character is literally crawling past them, sneaking past them like as if it's AI, rather than them actually being real operators, which would also explain why you see 0 zombies throughout this trailer in this area whatsoever. But regardless, this is a super ambiguous bit of footage to show here for this operator skin, and it is confusing because it does look a certain way, and there is absolutely nothing to do with Modern Warfare Zombies in the bundle itself from what you can see at the end of it. So it's just very confusing why it was all recorded within Zombies if it's got nothing to do with it. Now, why they used the Zombies mode instead of the Warzone mode to show this pack, I don't really know. But I think my conclusion is that this trailer we're seeing is not actually from the PvP mode in Modern Warfare Zombies. Just for some reason, they decided to use Modern Warfare Zombies as the mode to record the footage for this trailer. And it's confused me and confused a ton of you guys as well. And I had to bring it to your attention because even though this might not be the PvP mode we're seeing, there has been leaks for months and months. And there's new recent leaks that suggest that the PvP mode is going to be a real thing in Season 4. First of all, I know that a ton of you watching this video don't want to see a PvP mode within Modern Warfare Zombies, and I kind of agree that I don't really understand how it makes sense, but according to leaker Alan the Third 90 on Twitter, this isn't going to be overtaking the Modern Warfare Zombies mode or anything like that. It's going to be a map event which is going to be set within the normal version of Modern Warfare Zombies that we've had since day one, and it seems this will be activated just like a story mission exfil, where you'll go somewhere on the map, you will call it, and then infill you into a new session, which might be another version of the Zombies map, but with different objectives on the map, and there being an element of PvP enabled. Now, in order for this to make sense from a story lore perspective, this is apparently going to be a Deadbolt recon mission, dialogue from Green given to us as we infill in. Now, a lot of leakers on Twitter seem to think that this is what we're going to be getting for Season 4, as there are no references or strings to any type of Season 4 Dark Aether Rift Easter egg, with there being any mention of the items required or anything like that we've seen before. And even more interestingly is there are no references to a Season 4 end cinematic within the game, as according to Alan the Third 90, it jumps from Season 3 all the way to Season 5, meaning that this might be a very different season where there won't be a story mission this time around with an end cutscene, and instead we're going to have to wait until Season 5 to get the next part of that, which could also be the conclusion of the story for Modern Warfare Zombies. So discussing everything, it's still quite unclear exactly how this PvP mode is going to work, but what Alan the Third 90 found most recently from Season 3 Reloaded's update is that Season 4 is going to introduce something called an unstable rift. This might be how we access the PvP mode in-game. The code he found for it mentions there being a vote for this unstable rift, and for the unstable rift portal to have spawned, and for you to have completed a phase within the rift, and then have completed the entire rift. So we know that within it, there is going to be some sort of phases within the rift itself, whatever that involves. Hearing the word phases within some sort of unstable rift to me sounds like there could be the potential of there being multiple phases of rounds within this, and this ties back to the conversation that I heard from Treyarch developers back when I went there in October, that they were planning on adding something that was going to appease round-based fans. Now, I think it's very obvious that we are not going to be getting a round-based mode within Modern Warfare Zombies. It's just not happening. But the next best thing would be some sort of in-game event that you would exfil to, and it would be like a mini version of round-based where you would survive a certain amount of rounds and then you'd be able to leave again. And Alan the Third 90 did find some code that related to a holdout portal spawning, as well as being active and deactivating, that would take you to somewhere that would have an holdout PND that would go through multiple active stages. So think a little bit like an Outlast contract, but you have multiple phases of a holdout that you need to survive in order to complete that. And the idea is that they could potentially incorporate rounds within there. So instead of it being a time limit whilst you're in there, it would be you have to survive a certain amount of rounds in there before the holdout is complete. That is just completely hypothetical, but with the mentions of the unstable rift having multiple phases within it, it gives a little bit more weight to the idea of it being something that is more similar to round-based zombies than anything we've seen yet, that will appease round-based zombies fans. And who knows, maybe they were never originally planning any sort of round-based zombies contract or mini mode within the game. Due to players requesting it and wanting to see something like it, maybe they've had to spend a bit of time working it out before introducing it into the game. Now, adding further on to the fact that Season 4 sounds like it's going to be a very unusual season is that there are currently no new schematics within the code found by leakers on Twitter. And that kind of makes sense, as within the code, leakers have found that we don't have a Season 4 Riftgate Easter egg quest either. It just jumps straight to Season 5 for that. So it sounds like we aren't getting any new schematics for this next upcoming season either. Outside of everything we've spoken about, the only thing that leakers have been able to confirm is that we are getting new radio intel added into the main Urzikstan Zombies map, which will give us details on one of the round-based zombies maps in Black Ops 6, which is obviously super exciting, and I'll be breaking that all down here on the channel the moment that we get our hands on it. In terms of actual gameplay, that's not really the equivalent of a Dark Aether Rift, is it? But at the start of April, Alan III was able to find a bunch of new PvE stuff added into the game, including a bunch of contracts, such as a bounty contract, which is identical to the normal bounty contract within Warzone, a bounty squad contract, which is also the same, as well as strings about a player squad being eliminated, a recon point being acquired, a squad reassign, a teammate down and respawn. And what's the most interesting is weapon cases, where there's references to a weapon case acquired by an enemy, extracted by an enemy, or acquired by yourself, which was a mechanic that we last saw in DMZ. So there could be a really cool twist here with the warlords within this PvP mode, where the first team to take it down is going to drop a weapon case, which, like with DMZ, if you extracted 6 or 7 of these, it would gain you different rewards, finally getting to an end unlock, which is usually something really cool, like a blueprint or camo that was exclusive to that activity. And within Modern Warfare Zombies, it sounds like if you take down a warlord, it's going to drop a weapon case. It's tracked by everyone in the game, so they can see it in real time, and they can take you out at any point before you exfil to take that weapon case and exfil it for themselves. So that is starting to sound a lot like DMZ than it is Modern Warfare Zombies. If that trailer footage we saw was any indication of the actual mode itself in action, then there could be a lot less zombies on the map during the PvP mode than what we initially expect. I could be completely wrong on that, but judging from the trailer, you cannot see any zombies at all within that area of the map that they're in. On top of that, Alan the Third 90 also discovered all the way back in February that there was other parts of Modern Warfare Zombies which had different containers that were labeled for PvP, just the caches that you'd find at merc camps, container lockers and toolboxes, as well as the containers you'd find in a stronghold and ether nest, seeing in different rarities going from orange to green to red. Overall, everything about this PvP mode has been pretty vague from its first leaks in February all the way up to now, seeing potentially footage of it in a trailer. But I think importantly, it's the execution of it which is going to be make or break. And from the idea of it being its own separate instance where you have to infill into it from the main Modern Warfare Zombies map, I think that's the best way to go about it, because if they enabled PvP just straight up within the normal mode, it would absolutely destroy the mode and it would make areas like tier 3 an absolute nightmare, especially considering the new Easter eggs that were added to give you those, you know, legendary tools and pack-free crystals. There's just a lot of activity constantly going on in tier 3 right now. There would be no reason to even play the mode normally, as you could just go in there and go John Rambo on every other operator and it would just become such a dull, infuriating experience. So if it's happening, which it might be, it looks like at least it's going to be completely separate from the main mode, which it needs to be. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Be sure to subscribe so you stay up to date with the latest, because this is such an interesting part of the Modern Warfare Zombies life cycle, and I'm sure we're going to be getting even more teasers and news about Black Ops 6 in the coming days and weeks, so you don't want to miss out on any of it by hitting the subscribe button.